think that's it.
Okay. All right.
He's my boss.
Okay. All right. You leave. Where do you go from there? It's now sort of early afternoon.
I think we might go straight to the Mouldy Moose if we can. Because if it is a spot for the Nine Eyes,
Then
that's
close.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'll probably have to go back to the fancy place.
The Mouldy Noose is in West Side. So
We'll go back to the fancy place.
We're not far from West Side, are we?
you're a long way from West Side.
Okay.
It's the better part of a day to get from West Side to Citadel.
Well, now
Citadel's down here.
Yeah.
West Side's up here. East Side's up here.
Is that facing me or facing
Yeah,
you?
facing you.
Okay.
Dark Side,
West Side's
what, five ways. Odium's in the middle. Fergmidwin is in here.
Right.
on the way back, I just want to say to Mendadas, I don't really want to stay at the fancy place again. It's a waste of 50 gold, in my opinion. Are you happy to travel during the night? We'll make our way to the Mouldy Noose by late tonight with the group.
How much do we normally pay for a room?
Not 50 gold.
5.
Yeah, we
Was it
paid
$5?
A gold is what you normally pay each
Oh yeah, but we
at the
paid,
Mouldy Noose. You pay 50 for
yeah, we paid
Wondrous
10
Lamp.
each instead of 1 each. It's 10 times what.
Wondrous Lamp was very, very fine.
Which is
very
fine.
close, and they had guards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually cost 50 and a silver because I gave a tip.
All right. So Jimmy's reading the paper at the Wondrous Lamp.
Yep.
You guys are headed off to the Mouldy Noose. Is that right?
No, we're going to go to the. If it's late, then we're going to go back to the
It's
land.
early afternoon. At the
Oh,
moment.
sorry. Okay, yeah, then we would go. Yeah.
So you're heading off.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Jimmy doesn't know that. Neresis, after you've bought your scarf, what do you do?
Is there a mailing establishment around?
There is no mail service per se, but there are, indeed everyone knows that sometimes people from particular temples, like, lower level priests and things like that, will travel for money. They'll accept a commission to deliver a letter or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just go back and join Jimmy at the hoity-toity establishment.
Okay, Neresis and Jim.
Nice scarf.
Thank you.
All right. Barak, you 5 coppers for the boat ride, please.
Yep. No worries.
And you end up back at the Mouldy Noose. Elsevier looks at you, and his eyes narrow, and he says, Barak, eh? All right. What do you want?
I need to see the man in the back.
Yeah, I'll bet he wants to see you too. You better have something for him.
Oh, never.
And you get shuffled down into the cellar, where you see Hequam is there, just attending to various coin counting and business. And Hequam looks up and says, "Yeah, Barak. Been a while."
Yeah, a little while. So you're counting coin. I've got some more you can add to the stash. And I pull out
Oh yeah.
the sack with the 30 platinum and just toss it over towards him.
Hequam opens the pouch with the coins in and says, "Yeah, well, that's a good start."
Agreed. But
He says, "But look, I've got a job for you.
yeah,
Yeah, and if you do it right, we'll let your brother go."
oh, Sounds like I should get on that then, I guess.
So here's the lowdown. The owner of the Crimson Skull Bar in Ferdinand, Stan Fullbreen, he's been getting up to no good with the local kids. And we want him dealt with. But no bloodshed. Or at least, if there's bloodshed, no evidence. The guards aren't going to do anything about it, and none of the kids that he's messed with have lived to tell the tale. They're all urchins, so no one's speaking up for them. But one of them, a kid named Hasp, has brought it up with us in the hopes we'll do something. And he's a new recruit of ours, so be good to him.
Very well.
Problem we've got is the Crimson Skull Bars, the hangout for the Rose Sisterhood. Now, the Rose Sisterhood are one of the biggest gangs in Fergnagwin. And Fullbeam, he's well regarded by them. The other complication we've got is we've got a good thing going with the Sisterhood. Nine Eyes and the Sisterhood, we like to back them in a bit so that they can maintain a little bit of order, such as it is in Fergnagwin. So you've got to find a way to get the Sisterhood. Either you get the Sisterhood to give him up, which might be a challenge, or you're going to try and steal him from under their very noses.
Sounds like a difficult job, but nothing I can't put my mind to and try and handle.
He says, that's the spirit, mate. Now, look, whilst the Sisterhood are strong and they've got their territory pretty much under control, they're not completely free from rivals, right? So the other big gangs that they have troubles with from time to time, I mean, I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but, there's the Ragged Razor crew, there's the Grizzly Rat gang, there's the Void, and Ivory Devils. Now, those are the big gangs, but even within the Sisterhood's own territory, they've got a couple of upstarts that they're trying to deal with, and it's a bit of a problem. So there's the Crocodile gang, the Bulldogs, and the Skulls. And they're all trying to rise up, and they're trying to take on the Sisterhood in their own different ways. So maybe there's a way for you to work through something that way. Maybe you can navigate the trouble that they're finding themselves in, and that might be a way to get them to give this bloke up to you.
Some of those gangs sound new. It's been a while since I've been in Port Draz. But, yeah. Alright.
Boy.
It's okay. It'll be fine. It's just the upwards. It's alright.
Okay. All right.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's just a clip. That's all right.
So I can't lean on the.
Don't lean on the end.
Yeah, sort of lean on.
Okay.
You just missed a near tragedy in here and nearly destroyed the table.
Everyone
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want from this bloke while you're here?
Nah, nothing else.
He says, I hear you've been hanging around with Zane Thorside.
Yeah, we've come acquaintances.
Well, you might want to tell Zane that we've heard that his old mate Razul's up to some new tricks. Apparently he's getting together a new band of vagabonds for some sort of adventure or other. Don't know what it is yet, but your mate Zane might like to know.
All right. Speaking of Zane, he sends his regards.
Yeah, he's all right.
What was the name of the like what was the spelling for the name of the guy I'm going after him again? Sorry.
All right. Stam, S-T-A-M.
Yep.
Full beam. Full beam, as in beam of light.
Excellent. Thank you.
Crimson Skull Bar.
Yep.
The kid who brought it up is named Hasp, H-A-S-P.
Oh, I think I have everything written down.
You got any questions?
Do you want him brought alive, or do you want a body?
I don't mind. Preferably you bring him out alive.
All right. Oh, you will hopefully, when time permits and however long it takes to organise something like this, you'll end up with a Stam with a bag over his head, dropped either at your doorstep or somewhere nearby for you to pick him up.
Well, if you make it happen, your brother's a free man.
Good to hear.
All right. What do you do from there?
I'll also quickly ask him. If he has heard anything about. Sorry, I'm just going back a bit. Sorry, I need to write this down somewhere more. I got it somewhere. Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna ask him. I know it's a bit of a long shot, but haven't heard anything about Drawgrick walking up anywhere.
About what?
Drawgrick, father. It's a slippery little bastard.
Nah, sorry.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Nah. There's only one relative of yours that's given me any bother. Your daddy issues are your own to deal with.
Very well. Well, hopefully I'll see you when it's convenient for both of us.
No worries. What do you do from there?
I will head back to the fancy.
To Citadel?
Yeah, back to the fancy bar.
All right, that happens overnight. So Jimmy and Neresis, are you staying at the Wondrous Lamp for the night?
We don't have ideas that they've got anywhere else, I suppose. Yeah.
That's right. You don't know where anybody else is.
Did they take all their gear with them in the morning?
I did.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. The other thing that I'm going to do then is feel my core.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Okay.
All right.
Yep. Yes. All right. So are you spending the night at the Wondrous Lamp?
Yeah.
And Neresis, you'll stay there. So it's another 10 gold pieces each, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barak, you arrive back the next day, and you're able to have a short rest during the boat ride.
Yep.
So you don't suffer exhaustion, but you are not well rested.
Okay.
You arrive back at the Wondrous Lamp the following morning. When you guys arrive at about midnight or so
The Moldy News.
at the Mouldy Noose, do you have anything that you want to do there?
I want to. Is it still open or is it like?
It's open.
Yeah. So I just want to go up to Elsevier
Mm-hmm.
and warm the ingredient.
Yeah. He says, "Oh yeah, how you doing, Zane?"
Doing alright. Doing better than usual.
Mhm.
Is he quite big?
No,
Do you know when you next will be?
probably tomorrow sometime.
I'm looking for information. Can I deal that with you? Or is it better to deal with the pick one?
No, I don't know anything about anything. That's the way the Nine Eyes like it.
Alright. Well, can we just get a room then? And are you able to send for a messenger in the morning for me?
Send for a messenger.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I want to get the messenger to send a message to us on the group.
Oh yeah,
There's another part of town.
yeah. Okay. When do you want the message sent?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, go on.
Just meet at the Moldy Noose. Sorry for the miscommunication,
Okay.
Zane. And
Alright.
can you send that to the what was the name of that inn that we were in? Which is the Lantern? Something.
The Wondrous Lantern.
The Wondrous Lantern. Yeah,
The Wondrous Lantern.
the Wondrous Lantern. Yeah.
Elsevier whistles in a low way and says, "Hey, the Wondrous Lamp, eh?"
Look, I was looking for some easy money.
No, don't mind me, mate. You know, if you want to go off and spend big time in the richest joint in town, that's fine.
That's why
It's
I'm
not
here.
like I need your business or anything.
But I need your company.
All right.
That's why I'm here. Can I
Okay. Yeah. He says, "Yeah, I can get that message sent off. Give us 10 coppers."
Alright, and gold each for the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, Barak, you arrive to find Jimmy and Neresis having breakfast at the Wondrous Lamp.
Oh, everyone all right? I see.
Fine. I can get used to this.
Get me out of
My silk pajamas,
I'm with
dressing gown.
Neresis here on that one. Much prefer the dingier places. Our mates didn't show up again. No show up
Nope.
last night.
Nope.
Oh, how convenient for them to put us up in a fancy place and then bugger off.
A waiter comes to the table and says to you, Barak, "Would you like some breakfast, sir?"
Yeah. Well, still got one of those bear hinds, bear rumps.
For breakfast, sir?
Yeah, of course.
He says, "Certainly. That'll be 2 gold pieces."
Ah, here you are, my good sir.
As you are all
Characters develop expensive tastes.
as you are waiting and breakfasting, the half-orc comes in to your table and says, "Message for you,
Me?
for all of you."
Okay. What does it say? I
Says-
can read.
Says, "Meet us at the Mouldy Noose."
Sorry for the miscommunication.
Sorry for the miscommunication.
Thanks.
We take our sweet time leaving that place.
Okay.
Well, I've got to eat my my bear.
You gotta eat your hind quarter of bear now. Yeah. All right. And it was just, assuming
See?
I've got tea, thank you.
I'm good.
Are you then? Sorry, Neresis.
Sorry, while Barak is eating,
Yes.
can I go back up to the room and steal one of those stuffed animals?
And do what?
One of the stuffed animals.
Oh yeah, cuddle the stuffed animals.
I just wanted to, no, I want to take one.
Take one. Oh.
They expect you to take a few souvenirs.
And a towel says wonderful.
Sure. Yes, you can take a stuffed animal.
Cool. I'll do that then.
There's a stuffed squirrel. There's a stuffed rat. There's a stuffed otter. There's a stuffed frog.
I'll take the otter.
Okay, stuffed otter it is. It looks like a slightly dodgy taxidermy effort. Like the eyes are a little bit too big for the head. Its teeth are in a little bit of a grimace. It's if the definition of the word gross is cute but ugly, it fits that description.
Oh, it's adorable.
It is in the words of the little girl from Ant-Man. It's so ugly, I love him.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay. All right. Then are you heading to to the Mouldy Noose? 5 copper pieces each for the boat.
Yeah.
It's daytime. What are you doing, Mindaris and Zane?
I want to wake up. Do they have coffee yet?
No.
That's right. I'll just sit at the front and say, is he in yet?
Hey?
Is he plug in yet?
Yeah.
Can I see it?
Sure.
I'd like to start asking some questions about these rumours to do with the Book of Troubles.
Who are you asking?
That's what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to put out feelers for
Do
research.
that through the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down. Hey,
All right. Zane, yeah, what can I do for you? Saw your mate Barrack last night.
did you?
Yeah.
Did you give me any work?
Well, I had a word with him.
I'm looking for work as well.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm also looking to give some if you're willing to take it.
What? Yeah, sure.
I want some information. Can you put out feelers? Can you get people to ask some questions?
That's what we do.
Perfect. Have you heard of the Book of Troubles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a personal affinity for that book.
Ah.
My,
You and about 5 billion other people in the world.
look, I don't care about the book itself, but stuff that's contained within it led to me becoming an only child.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I've heard some word from random sources, scholarly sources, that someone's laid hands on the book.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's all I've got. Can you give me any more?
Well, it'll take some asking, but how long are you looking to... How long are you prepared to wait for information, I guess, is the thing.
Well, I've been here a day and probably looking to leave at the end of the week. So how about 6 days?
All right. How much are you spending?
How much is the rate again?
Hmm?
What's the rate again? What's spending?
Tracking down information is
Sorry.
a variable.
Yep.
Well, it's going to depend on... look, you give us 100 and we'll see what we can find.
How about I give you 300 and you find it with more resources?
Yeah, well, that will help.
I'll give you 300 to help.
No worries. All right?
Do you have any work for me so I can get that gold back? Anything that maybe requires a gentle touch?
Yeah,
Or gentle? Or
nothing comes to mind.
All right. No worries. Well, keep me in mind if you do. I'm thinking if you're okay with it, to make Mouldy Noose my regular stopping platform whenever I'm in town.
Nine Eyes favours the Mouldy Noose.
So do
I mean, we spend all over the place, but Moldy Noose it's our joint.
So in that place that we were at with the Apple ambassador, it was like way north.
Malith.
Malith, yeah. Do you have a place in Malith?
Yeah.
Where, if I was visiting Malith, would I go?
David, fuck.
And who should I speak to?
Yeah. He gives you the name, which I'll give you another time.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Anything else?
Have a good day.
Okay. All right. What are you doing with the rest of the day?
I'm probably just going to chill at the Moldy Goose.
Wait for the others to catch up with us.
All right.
Yeah.
Which they do. As you're getting out of the canal boat from Citadel to West Side,
Yeah.
you get out and you notice a fat half-orc dressed in garish clothes sort of shuffle up a wooden box and stand on the wooden box and goes, has a drink and and then says, all the news that's fit to bellow from the Port Draz Dispatch. A new life awaits those foolhardy enough to claim it with Messrs. Vig and Zhao's new Metzu expedition. Adventurers and tradespersons of all description are invited to join them to establish a new nation on the fabled continent of Airfon. What could go wrong? Interested parties may inquire of the gentleman at the Scorned Saint pub in Dockside. Ruffles some papers. Sad news as Duke Jussar's man in Garricksford dies of injuries sustained in the field at the Battle of Tutorton. Sources close to the Duke suggest Servanar's replacement should be none other than Sturgill Barebone, recently returned to Dershau from the Porrigath border. Rustle some papers. Today's dispatch is brought to you by Gwynver's Arms and Armour. Kill 'em faster with a sword from Gwynver's. Delays to the meeting of the Council of Metzu have resulted from Duke Yunaroth's assassination. The former Duke's children are in contest as to who should inherit the throne of Lamb, with their mother driven mad by grief. By custom and law, all provinces must be in attendance at the Council of Metzu, and with this delay, it appears the royal succession may be at risk.
Is that Duke General?
Shuffles of papers. The liberation of Karasdur has been welcomed by Dershaw, Lamaron, and Perspa. The forces of civilized society breathe a sigh of relief with the removal of the bloodthirsty APOC and the restoration of peace to the lands west of the River Anarok. Rumours that APOC had enlisted the services of a dragon, but had instead been betrayed by the beast, may explain the tyrant's absence from the Battle of Tutorton. Russell's papers. Nothing says I love you like a suit of armour from Gwynver's Arms and Armour. Gwynver's Arms and Armour for when you found that special someone worth staying alive for. Dire news from the Confederated City-States of Little Mist, where it appears those seeking to revive the bad old days of the Harrenmet Empire are on the rise. With Little Mist forces tied up in a war with the Drow in the east, Jessetmet revolutionaries have claimed Tirithel, city of markets, after an immense flood pushed city authorities to the limit. A naval blockade of the city is leading to trade issues with Metzu, and it's hoped the situation will be resolved soon. More on the latest craziness of mad old Doverin IV. It appears his halflingness has taken to wearing a ring of invisibility to bed. The problem is, he walks in his sleep. Does your blade need sharpening? Are the rivets in your armour looking worn? Gwynver's Arms and Armour doesn't just buy and sell arms and armour, they're your number one destination for repairs and servicing. Don't put your life on the line with shoddy merchandise, let Gwynver put you on the path to victory. In sports news, Clay Harbour Cutters had an exceptional victory over the Croychester Destroyers in the Hook and Heave League yesterday, but injury now plagues the team, with star forward Sanazura losing her left eye. Goalkeeper Ian Corrill's funeral, after the grudge derby with the Nightside Nightmares last week, will be held in 2 days' time. the City Watch has been given a budget boost to deputise more guards to keep the team's supporters from rioting through Eastside. Planning on rioting in Eastside? Recently deputised to prevent rioting in Eastside? Whether you're going to war or maintaining the law, why not pick up something to give you the edge from Gwynver's Arms and Armour? Gwynver's Arms and Armour, Port Draz's favourite merchant of salesperson of fine adventuring equipment. He takes a drink and rustles some papers.
Where's your...
All the news that fits to... Sorry?
Where's your office?
The Port Draz Dispatch. Our office is in Eastside.
We need to correct some items on the record.
Take it up with the editors. All the news that's fit to bellow from the Port Draz Dispatch. Are you staying for round 2 of the news?
No. I am leaving.
What was that about Yanarov?
Or would you like to wait for round 2 to hear it again?
No, I just want to hear it again once there's cock piece.
He says, rustles the papers. Delays to the meeting of the Council of Metzu have resulted from Duke Unaroth's assassination. The former Duke's children are in contest as to who should inherit the throne of Lamb, with their mother driven mad by grief. By custom and law, all provinces must be in attendance at the Council of Metzu, and with this delay, it appears the royal succession may be at risk.
Okay, so this is just trying to remember. What happened to Baron Harm in the war?
Baron Harm.
Yeah,
He's fine.
he's fine.
He's fine.
Good.
All right?
Right, we go to the, what is it? The moldy loose?
Mm-hmm.
The foldy loose?
Yep.
Foldy loose.
You're all together again. Reunited.
Hey! Barrett, you look like you've got yourself in some trouble. You have an expression on your face.
That's just
Shocking.
my
Have
standard
you taken
expression.
that paper that you spent at the...
Yes.
Okay. Go on, Barrett.
Well, I mean, I guess I've got resting trouble face. But, apparently, some troublemaker, some fool, well, let's just call him a target for now. By the name of Stam Fullbeam. It's been, causing trouble over at the Crimson Skull Bar. Apparently he's been killing kids and messing with a bunch of people over there. One of these kids got away and let the Nine Eyes know. So they want us to get rid of him, hopefully with no bloodshed. Preferably bring him in alive, but you know how these sorts of things go. Apparently the trouble is he's at the Crimson Skull Bar is apparently a Rose Sisterhood hangout, and the Nine Eyes are pretty friendly with the Rose Sisterhood, so they kind of wanted this taken care of without their name coming up, if at all possible. Oh, and Zane, something about your old mate Rizal's gathering a crew for something, apparently.
Thanks.
But yeah, that's what.
Is it thing about what's his name? Stan Fullbeam?
Sorry?
Is it important to you, this thing about Stan Fullbeam?
Oh, I'd like it taken care of, but the payment is of a personal nature, and the personal nature is a little, you know, it'll be fine if we take a little bit of time with this.
Okay. What else have people got around? What more trouble can we get ourselves into?
I've got some time. I'm putting up feelers. Let me tell you about this book of Tears, and I'll go into it.
Book of Tears or Book of Troubles?
Book of Troubles, sorry. And I'll explain to them how it talks about all the relics. Does Victoria, do you know about the Book of Tears, Book of Troubles?
Nope.
All right. The Book of Troubles is a really, really old book that makes mention of these two mythical weapons that were wielded by a celestial, I believe, and a devil or a demon. They went to war in like this historic battle, and as a result, I think they both were slain, and their weapons were broken into pieces, 13 pieces, I think. These pieces then lost in the ebbs and flow of time, became relics, and my brother was actually killed trying to retrieve one of these relics. He was betrayed by his employer, Razul. I had the relic for a short period of time before it was stolen from our bank vault, hence the upgrade. All I know is that a tabaxi that was working at the bank probably most likely made off with it. And now this book that makes mention of these relics, potentially their locations is in someone's possession. Possibly, these are all rumors. So I've just sent out feelers with my contacts to find out what they can find out about this book and who might have it. So I plan to take it. Unless you have any questions, that's pretty much up to date with all that I know now. But I've got about a week's wait ahead of me before I can do anything with any information.
As all this conversation's going on, you're sort of, Neresis, you're a little bit distracted by, you notice a man and a woman at a nearby table, and from their behaviour, you feel like they're breaking up. The woman's in tears, and the guy looks he looks unhappy. He's not angry, but he looks like you can tell from his expression he doesn't want to break the woman's heart, but he's going to. And then towards the end of Zane's description of the book, the man stands up and you all hear him say, "No, I have to go. It's Aephon. Aephon. You've heard the stories. It's a land of wonders. I must go. The ships will leave soon, and I want you to come, but if you refuse, I'm going anyway. If you change your mind, you can find me in Dockside." And then storms out of the Mouldy Noose.
What was that about? What's in Aephon?
We heard a crier talking about someone who's running a venture to Aephon. I suspect there's a hook that we could take. Follow that one. Good one.
I mean, Dockside sounds efficient. He's probably right about that book. What do you guys want to do? Barrack. Do you want to sort out this, what was his name? Someone... Beam?
Oh yeah, Stam full beam.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to sort out full beam, or do you want to go on a ship ride?
I don't want to go on a ship ride.
All right. I mean, I've got time to kill. What does everyone else want to do?
That ship ride can last months.
Good.
Well, this I imagine the Stam full beam thing might be a bit of a concerted, planned effort that might take a little while to kind of figure out exactly how to pull off in the manner that the Nine Eyes might like. So.
No, I'm going to whisper this. Are we killing him? Is it a bounty? Is that what's happening?
capture, if preferable, but leave no evidence was the
You mentioned the
directive.
you mentioned the sisterhood. Do you reckon
Them.
them?
Yeah, the sisterhood.
You say they're protecting you?
Don't know if they're actively protecting him or if it's just the fact that that's a hangout, so he's aligned with them or friends with them or whatever. But Nine Eyes are friends with this sisterhood, so best not piss them off, I guess.
Do you know anything about the sisterhood? Do I?
I know a bit.
Would they be willing to make a business arrangement?
Possibly. I don't.
They would be, but the business arrangement have to be quite stacked in their favour. If he runs one of their pubs, and if he's a member, does the sisterhood, are they actually women or are they
The leadership are.
the leadership part? Okay, yeah, all right.
I mean, we've engaged in work before for favours instead of money. We do the same here. And they wouldn't even have to hand him over. They just need to not get involved. They just need, all I'm after is their blessing, so we don't start a turf war.
It could be difficult. We need to, but you're right. There is a way. I imagine there's a way of doing it where we use spells like charm and things to convince the sisterhood to give him to us, rather than doing it and having the sisterhood get pissed off.
Oh yeah, could we just? I mean, Neresis, we've seen you tell a dragon to follow your bidding. Could we get him? Could you make him just walk his way over here? That might work.
Probably could.
But that would still piss the sisterhood off, presumably.
If he came voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it looks like he's just gone for a walk and then disappears. Don't make him walk directly to Nine Eyes territory. Make him walk off somewhere. We knock him out, then drag him.
Where's the Nine Eyes headquarters?
West side,
West side. So what's it called?
Mouldy Noose.
Mouldy Nurse. So we just say go to the Mouldy Nurse. As a suggestion. Fail a saving throw. Off he goes. Doesn't even have a bag over his head. Just walks in through the front door.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a backup. I don't really know anyone here besides the Nine Eyes rep. Does anybody else have a network here? Maybe they could their ear to the ground and figure out what the sisterhood want, and maybe we could dangle that in front of them. If they have any ambition, if they're after a particular item, or maybe they want someone taken care of too.
Well, you said the leadership's all.
Do I know who I have to approach?
You know that the three leaders of the sisterhood are Baffler Riverhair, Silmalis Grey Whisper, and Bretina Snowbell.
Okay.
Could you spell those, please?
Baffler, B-A-F-L-A, Riverhair.
Yep.
Silmalis, S-Y-L-M-A-L-I-S. Grey Whisper. And Bretina, B-R-E-T-I-N-A, Snowbell.
And we can find them at the Crimson Skull Bar.
Presumably.
And that's our problem.
I'm out of ideas.
Okay. We do the suggestion thing. We can kidnap him. Or we find a way of convincing the sisterhood that he's bad news. So we set him up for some kind of betrayal.
Well, if suggestion fails on him, maybe we can try using suggestion on the sisterhood. So even if we fail at one, might still succeed at the other.
I imagine the sisterhood are a different level of tricky. If they're running a gang in the worst part of town. But we could.
Jimmy also knows that to get into Fergnagwyn, unless you've got a gang tattoo, you have to stow and bind your weapons in such a manner as it will take a turn for those weapons to be available. And that gets enforced at the border of the district.
Notice us what sort of tattoos we're looking at.
Jimmy pulls up his sleeve and shows you all a tattoo of a wolf's paw. Well, it's not exactly a wolf, but similar to a wolf's paw.
Mindardus sort of murmurs, pulls up his sleeve and goes like that.
What's on yours?
Minor illusion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, like this?
How many minor illusions?
I think we would all like all the minor illusion.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
That only lasts for a minute.
We only need it at the border.
That's true.
Yeah,
Cast
you guys can, I guess, magic yourself up a gang sign, and I have no problems, you know, cracking fists if need be.
Minor illusions.
So we found our bare arms eventually. Our right bare arms.
Yes.
If it's not a concentration, I can do 10 in by the time the first one is
So it doesn't sound like a particularly big hurdle for us to get through.
Sure. All right.
Between Mindardus and I, we can just keep alternating arms and just put those tattoos everywhere on our body.
So you could all be members of, or you could all have tattoos similar to Jimmy's.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
It's not concentration.
Would
Do it multiple times.
All right.
And each one lasts.
to
Okay.
minimize having to do it on everyone, would a disguise kit work to recreate the tattoo?
Yes, it could do.
I have proficiency in disguise kit.
Okay. So you want to mock up a paws print tattoo on everybody's arms?
No, that'll rub off.
It will rub off.
Yeah. I think the illusion is actually the safer way to go.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So, are you ready to head into Fergnagwyn? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you hop on the canal boat, flat rate of 5 copper pieces per person per journey. So please spend that money now.
Yeah.
So you do that, this is the closest you've ever got to, most of you have ever got to Fergnagwyn, but to Jimmy it's a familiar sight and smell. You know, the buildings here are a lot more ramshackle than elsewhere in Port Draz. There are gangplanks sort of running at second story level from building to building across the canals and across alleys that are on each of the islands and so forth. people are crammed in here, so the density of the buildings is one thing, but it's not just the density of the buildings; it's the number of people per dwelling in this part of the city is also much greater. And as the canal boat pulls up to the edge of the district, and the boat woman says, "I'm not going in there," and she drops you off at the edge, and sure enough, there's a large number of rough-looking people who demand to see your tattoos, which you show, and they raise their eyebrows at you and say, "Wags of Port Draz, are they making a comeback?" We heard they all got run out of Floyd and Gwyn.
Well,
All right. Interesting.
standing in front of you.
Interesting. All right. We'll make sure that everybody knows. The Wags are back in town. All right.
I think that's a cue, Nerissus. You can bust that out on some bagpipes. What?
All right. So you head in, and you've been dropped off. You have been dropped off in that part of Fergna Gwyn, which is well known to be Rose Sisterhood territory. So what are you doing now? Are you heading to the Crimson Skull? Is that the plan? What's the plan?
Can we go to the brothel? What was the name of the brothel that he talked to me about?
The name of the brothel.
Yes,
It's a good question.
the name of the brothel. Sounds like a Booker Prize listed.
Yeah. Yes, it's called the Spread Eagle.
Wow. We go to the Spread Eagle.
Okay. All right. You get there, and there are more rough-looking individuals outside, and they look you up and down, and they say, "Righto then, what are you doing here? What's up? Are you here for some little bit of?"
We're here to talk to D.
Here to talk to D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I don't think D's here right now. You want to leave a message?
Yeah.
What's that?
D's not here right now.
D's not here right now.
Are these void people?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Jimmy wants to talk to D.
Okay. All right. Well, we can tell him that you want to talk to him if you like.
Yeah.
Where can he find you?
Well, he told us to find him here.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on in.
All right.
We can wait for him for a little while.
Sure, you can
He's
wait.
gonna come back.
Probably.
Okay.
He
We'll wait.
comes and goes.
We'll wait. And we'll drink. And
All right. Well, it's not. This isn't really that kind of joint. If you take my drift,
well,
you can come in.
Is there a bar next door?
There's a bar around, yeah.
Okay, we'll go to that bar.
All right. Okay. All right. So you go to a bar nearby, and eventually Jimmy comes over.
Okay. So here's the plan. I think we need to find something that the Rose
Sisterhood.
will find as an act of betrayal. And we need to set what's his name up, stand with that act of betrayal, and we need to have the Sisterhood either say okay or do it themselves and hand it over to Nine Eyes.
That plan rides on them starting to deal with Nine Eyes, though.
On what?
That hinges on them making the decision to include the Nine Eyes, though.
Yeah, okay. Or they let us do that bit. They say it's okay for us to get rid of him or something. So we've got to find the thing that the Sisterhood regard as being an act of betrayal that you can't come back from. Does that make any sense?
I just don't know what that thing would be.
I don't know either,
Yeah.
but I want to ask D, and
Yeah.
D might know.
As you're as you're sitting there having this conversation, who's got the best passive perception out of the lot of you?
I got 14.
Almost certainly not me.
15.
13.
14.
So, Mindatus, you see a kid sort of step out of nearby shadows and comes up to you and says, and looks at Barak and says, "Hi, are you Barak?"
Barak, are you Barak?
Who's asking?
My name's Hasp.
Ah. Good to meet you, mate. What can I do for you?
Yeah. Oh, look, I don't know. It's just, the Nine Eyes said you would be coming in here. So I thought if there was any intel on the ground that you needed, perhaps I could help you out. I'm not really comfortable being outside of the Sisterhood's territory like this, but, I followed you here from there, so perhaps is there anything you need to know?
I quite like what Jimmy was saying. Is there anything the Sisterhood would treat as a act of betrayal that they would kick out a member or something along those lines?
Well, yeah, probably. They've got these other gangs coming up and challenging them in various ways. So there's the Crocodile Gang, and Crocodile Gang, they get most of their money from their ash beer. It's beer laced with ash. Jimmy knows what ash is. Ash is it's a hallucinogenic drug. So the Sisterhood are trying to take over that beer operation, and meanwhile the Crocodile Gang's cutting into their loan shark business. So that's one thing. Then there's the Bulldogs, and they're mostly burglars, but they don't pay the Sisterhood to fence their stolen goods. They've been shipping them off to Davrin's Gift, and they've got a deal with a gang over there, and Sisterhood aren't too happy with that. And then there's the Skulls. Skulls aren't really that big of a problem, I guess, for the Sisterhood. They're mostly kids like me, and they just do snatch and grabs and muggings and that kind of thing. And they say, well, the Sisterhood's protection racket doesn't really count for muggings because they're hurting people, not property. And I'm not sure the Sisterhood agree with that, but that's their problem. So there you go. I guess the Sisterhood's business is protection rackets and loan sharks, and these different little gangs are all taking over little bits of their territory. And I suppose you could find a way to talk about any of those as being, if any of the Sisterhood's trusted people were helping out any of those other gangs, that'd be frowned upon.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, burglars don't pay the Sisterhood fence fees. I reckon we find a way of using our illusion spells to make it look like he is beating bulldogs in his bar. What does the bulldog tattoo look like? Us.
Looks like the head of a bulldog.
Right.
Oh, I'm not that good at drawing. I might be able to put you in touch with the Bulldogs. Their boss is Dog Yowl. She's a funny sort, Dog Yow.
Dog Owl.
Dog Yow.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Can probably put you in touch with the crocodiles as well if you like, or even the skulls.